Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Sony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And as you can tell, neither of us are Avaryana. She's will be here shortly. So we have some people in the that are watching currently. So fear not, she'll be here. She's just running a little bit late. And let me see. I got people saying hello, Serge. Sergio's in the chat. What's up, Serge? We have Bill saying hello. Hello, Bill. Yeah. And Avaryana's also got one of the co-stars of the new movie, Odyssey, The Possession, coming on with her.
Tristan Green, which kind of was a surprise to me, because when I was mentioning, sending all the links and stuff, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to be with a friend who's in the movie." So she's like, "Do you mind if he comes on?" And I'm like, "Yeah." The only thing is, we didn't have enough time to, promote or
last night. Yeah,
exactly.
Marcos is saying hello, and Bill is also saying that she's always worth the wait. I agree.
Okay. Bill Murray says it too.
I know. You know what that makes me want to do? Introduce someone named Tristan Green. Hey, everybody, it's Tristan Green. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. We're just waiting for you and for Avaryana to come on. I've gotten it right twice so far, Tony.
And then she's going to come on, and you're not going to.
And I'm be like, I don't know what I'm saying. The last time she was on, I kept having to slow down how to pronounce her name every time. I felt like a real dummy.
I understand.
It happens. Wolfie's in the chat room saying, "What's up?" Hey, Wolfie. Oh, everybody. So you're in the movie Odyssey, The Possession with her as well. And obviously we want to talk about that. And some other things, because you've been in some other things with her as well. And that's interesting. Are you currently residing in Florida, or are you somewhere else? Were you not affected by any of the hurricane or anything?
We are. It's hitting us in like a day or two, so it's kind of the calm before the storm.
All right. Well, good luck. I'm going to keep everything crossed that I can.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough out there right now, and I wish the best for everyone involved. That's all I can really say. Do you know how long she's going to be?
A couple of minutes, hopefully.
Okay. So while we're waiting, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Well, obviously, my name's Tristan. I've been acting for about 2.5, 3 years. I also do content creation on TikTok along with acting. Play guitar, like reading. It's
nice.
Pretty much it.
Nothing's wrong with playing guitar. Have you been in bands and stuff, or?
No, I've done nothing live, but I would love to one day.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how old of a person are you?
I'm 20.
There you go. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. Believe me. I've played in clubs and bars forever, and I started way before I was 20, but I probably shouldn't have. I mean, it was still, don't get me wrong, I was in like high school playing at bars, but it was you had to be babysat by the bartender, who was also like snorting lines of coke off the bar as she was your babysitter. But it was an experience for sure. But I miss it because I'm definitely an older guy now.
Right.
Haven't played out in a very long time, and it makes me sad. I miss it a lot. But this is what I do as a kind of a creative outlet now. It's fun, but it's a different kind of fun.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Did you play guitar as well?
I play bass. I'm a bass player. Nice. I know people put down the bass or whatever, but it's a backbone. It's a rhythm section.
Mm-hmm.
Bass, you have to have a solid bass player and a solid drummer to really like set the mood. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
The guitar player go off. Yeah, let him go off and play all the fancy stuff. You know.
Yep.
But yeah.
So now with movies and stuff, it seems like Florida is the new like pocket for movies now too, because I know Amy Rolfson we had on here before. She's into the horror scene, and it seems like I don't know how much you've been into horror movies, or if that was your intent to be like, okay, I'm going to start with horror. Or you kind of fell into it, but it seems like horror movies are definitely popping up more often now in like that pocket of the world too. So was horror your like go-to? Is that what you like? If I'm going to start acting, that's what I want to get into, or did it kind of just fall on your lap?
It kind of did fall into my lap. My mindset was kind of just, whatever comes to me, I'll accept and do the best that I can. And so this is what came to me. And so surprisingly, like you said, Florida is starting to produce a lot more. I was actually talking to one of the like camera ops on Odyssey, and we were talking a lot about that. So no, it wasn't my intention, but I am glad it happened that way because horror movies are just so much fun.
Yeah, they seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tony, would you like to introduce our other special guest?
Sure, because I know you might mess up her name, but
oh yeah, I probably will because I've said it correct twice so far. That is now over. Continue.
So from the movie Odyssey, The Possession, and it seems like a slew of other movies and producing and everything. But Avaryana Rose, we had you on before. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. I hope you all are well.
Yes.
You've been very busy. I was like looking at IMDb. I'm like, Jesus, like how does she find time to live? Just so you know, Bill Murray's been on here. He's been looking for you to come on. Woohoo! Here's Ariana. There you go.
Yeah, I was having some really annoying technical difficulties. So this application doesn't open on Mac unless you have Chrome. So I was like, I gotta download Chrome and then put it on my computer. So
yeah, it doesn't play nice with like was it Safari? That's like the native thing, right?
Yeah.
I have a Mac at home too, but I've never used Safari. I've never liked it. So,
really?
Yeah, I've never liked Safari. I don't know. So here comes Bill with some compliments. Beautiful, talented, and super sweet. Ariana is the total package. There you go.
The sweetest.
So yeah, you've like I said, you've been pretty busy, and I know you have like a pretty intense following online to begin with. Have you seen that follow through your films? Like, is that what's helping you move along so quickly?
Oh, I think absolutely. It's definitely the greatest gift I have at the moment, minus, my love for acting. But it's definitely helped me get where I am for sure.
Nice. And we were just talking a little bit about the movie Odyssey, The Possession, which is coming out when? Do you know?
Literally in like 2 weeks, we're having our first premiere, which is in Pennsylvania, but I'm so incredibly excited.
Oh, nice. Pennsylvania. Are you guys going to go up for the premiere?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. And I was asking him where he was located. Are you still in Florida as well, Ariana?
I am. Yes.
All right. So good luck. Hopefully nothing horrible happens with the storm. I know storms are nothing, storms happen constantly in Florida, but I mean, obviously this looks like a bad one.
Having two in the span of like 2 weeks too is just crazy.
Did you get hit with the first one or no?
No, luckily we didn't get hit with that one bad at all. We just had like a few leaves everywhere and it was fine.
Leaves? That's it. Flip. I'm in New England, so
I was
leaves
just there.
are a thing right now. Were you really?
I was actually just in Salem.
guess where I'm going for the first time ever in my life on Friday.
You're going to Salem?
Yeah, I've
That's
lived in
awesome.
Massachusetts my entire life,
Yeah.
and without saying exactly how old I am, but I will if you really want to know. I'm very old, and I've never been to Salem.
Really?
My wife is taking me. Yeah, my wife is taking me.
It was really awesome. I will say the only thing that I did not like about it was the traffic.
Yeah, we're going on a Friday, the beginning of a long weekend. So I'm sure it's going to be great. What time of day did you go?
Throughout the whole day. We would spend like 9 hours in Salem just going around doing everything that I had to offer. If I can give you any tips, it would be to Uber.
We're not planning on that. We're going to head there. We're trying to get there for like 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's about the time we went. It's already crowded at 9 too.
Oh yeah. Was there any spots that you went to that you were like, wow, this is way cooler than I expected it to be?
Yeah, I think literally everything that had to do with the history I thought was awesome because, I mean, you don't really get taught all that cool stuff in school. Like,
it's not that cool, but it's hey, this is where they killed a bunch of people because they thought they were witches. You know, like, isn't that awesome? Yeah,
very fascinating. I did love the Witch Museum, and I loved the House of Seven Gables. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I think everywhere in Salem is special, though. It's all super old, super like it's got the.
Well, it's New England.
Vibe.
Yeah, New England is very old. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's places in Florida that are older, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? St. Augustine?
Mm-hmm. I've never been there, so I actually can't really compare.
I've been there. Hey, that's old hat to me. But anyways, I'm falling behind on the comments. Sergio wants to say hi.
Hi.
And then let me see. Maxwell saying, hey everyone. Bill Murray saying, I can't wait to see Odyssey. It looks amazing. And then Wolfie saying, Brother Max. So that's Maxwell. It's been a while. Has he been in the chat recently?
No,
it's been a while. Jeez. Yeah, Brother Max. It's been forever. I think it was back when Wolfie was on all the time. He would come on a bunch. Life is Pain coming over from the UK saying, hey, everyone. So it's like wicked early in the morning over there.
Morning.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I told my wife I want to go to the Satanic Temple. Hopefully she doesn't look at me differently, but I want to go there in Salem.
Oh yeah, they got one of the oldest churches ever there as well, and it's got like one of the oldest burial grounds. That was cool.
Did you go to the Satanic Temple?
I did not. No.
Oh, but come on. But anyways, it's going to be fun. So let's talk a little bit about the movie.
Of course.
Get a little synopsis. Like, I know Tristan plays guitar, and looking at the story of the movie a little bit, I'm sure that comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, talk about that.
So general synopsis, I would say, is this really cool little edgy band goes on a tour, a road trip, like most bands do. And then they arrive at this house that their manager, bought for them and let them stay there for a few days. And, as they're in the house, things start going wrong. Things are going a little weird. And then long story short, there's a water demon, and the water demon takes control of my body, and stuff happens. Bad stuff happens.
Stuff goes down.
Yeah.
Stuff goes down indeed. Now there's so with the music aspect of it, Tristan, did you have anything to do with that? Like, did you participate in any like the recordings or anything?
There was like I don't want to give too much away, but there was like a live performance in the movie. But I didn't write any of that or do any of that. I just played the guitar, but it's all real live music.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, it's like a nitpick of mine when you watch people play music in a movie. I'm like, they're not really playing.
Yeah,
it drives me crazy. It's like Zach Morris in Saved by the Bell. I'm like, that's not even close to the notes that he would be playing if he was playing that solo at all.
Right.
My wife's like, why do you have to ruin everything? I'm like, it's so obvious. I don't understand how you don't see it. But I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I I'm just curious because I mean, I haven't been on the road, but I've taken like long road trips and done multiple gigs, like, but not on tour or whatever. So I'm curious to see like what kind of stuff is portrayed in the movie and see, there's smells that come into things, when you're in a car with someone for way too long and it's just like, all right, I don't care that it's like -3 degrees out. The windows are going to be open this whole trip.
Right.
Right.
Someone's saying, oh yeah, Sergio's asking if we have a trailer. We do have a trailer. I grabbed it from your YouTube.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Sergio's asking. We'll play that in a little bit, Serge.
Absolutely.
Someone's saying that C-Rad used to go to the Blair Witch House in the woods, really scary, visiting people until they hired private security guards. Yeah, that's the security guards always ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is. Who's Avat? Anyone know? No.
I think they probably met Ava or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hi.
Wolfie's saying punk music, Water Demons sounds like it could be a good time.
It is a good time. There is some lots of.
Oh, he corrected himself.
Oh, there we go. Hi.
There you go.
Yeah, there's definitely the band in the movie is really close, and I will say all of the actors did such an amazing job, portraying that closeness that we've all been together in this band for, years. So it plays really well on camera, in my opinion, but I am a little biased.
Yeah. Now, in the band that exists in this movie, what is your role in the band?
To quote my character, I'm Eden and I'm lead vocalist.
Okay. Right on.
Tristan?
Now, do you sing?
Oh my gosh.
In real life? Is that a no?
Not right now.
Oh, no, I'm not going to ask you to. That would be terrifying. I would never do that to somebody.
No, I don't currently sing.
But is it something that you did in your past, or I didn't know if you were comfortable like in the movie, like singing, or if it's someone else's voice or anything?
Oh, it may or may not be someone's voice. I guess we'll never know.
We'll have to watch the movie and try to figure that out, guys.
Exactly. You got to listen carefully.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Where was the movie? Like, it was a bit of a road trip. So was it actually filmed on the road a little bit, or were you in like one location? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of van scenes, a lot of, of that playful banter between the band as well.
Nice. Cliff Roberts. Well, first off, he said Tristan in all capitals with an exclamation point. So I'm assuming he's yelling at you. And then he said, you fake singing real good though. So now we know you faked it.
The secret's out.
Man, that was easy. We got that out quick. The Water Demon is the vocalist. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Yeah. So Sergio is asking if you guys like real ghosts. Do you believe in real hauntings, or do you believe in any of that stuff?
I've had a few little experiences in my life, so I right now would say yes.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I would say yes.
Same.
Yeah,
what about
I agree.
yourself?
I would definitely believe in it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm way older than both of you. I'm probably. You said you're 20, Tristan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how old are you, Avariana?
19.
Okay. So I'm actually, if you took your ages, added it together, then added another 10 years, that's me. And I believe in it still. And I had experiences when I was younger, but I've also, because I'm a nerd, and the reason I was in St. Augustine, Florida was because I was there looking for ghosts. So, yeah. So I'm that guy. Anyways, do I have a link to the Odyssey trailer? Oh yeah, I was just putting up your comment. Huh. I should have read that before I clicked on it, huh? Anyways, so before getting into acting, Tristan and Avariana, were you both fans of horror, like coming into this?
Oh yeah. Big
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how young would you say that you were
Probably younger than I should have been, to be honest.
I think that's usually the answer for most horror fans.
Yeah.
I have a distinct memory of watching my first horror movie, and it was Mama. And I was like 8 years old. And oh my gosh, did it terrify me. But it stuck in my mind forever, and I've loved horror movies since.
Yep.
The fact that you were 8 years old when Mama came out makes me feel really ill. I'm just saying.
I was around that age.
Well, no, I'm just saying. That seems like really not that long ago to me.
Me
and
either.
it really wasn't. Yeah. What about yourself, Tristan?
I believe my first ever horror movie was the original Exorcist.
Mm.
My mom showed me that one, which still don't forgive her for that movie. Traumatized.
Here's the thing that Wolfie Thomas, who's in the chat, his mom took him to see The Exorcist in the theater when it first came out. So he's older than I am. How do you like that? But yeah, so that's very old because when did that movie come out? Was that before I was born?
What, the original Exorcist was like, what, 70, early 70s, wasn't it?
It's old.
Yeah, 72. Don't quote me on it. But...
Wolfie was 6 when his mom took him to see The Exorcist in the theater. Came out 73.
Okay,
I was -2. Yeah. Well. Anyways, horror movies are just fun. It's awesome that Odyssey is coming out in October. I agree. This is the best time of year. It's my Christmas.
Yes.
Honestly.
And that's when, especially too, for like movies just coming out, that's what people are looking for, something new. I mean, a lot of the times they go for what they know, but then the true horror fans are always looking for that new movie that'll, add to the queue every year. So having your, a movie come out around this time is actually probably the best. That's why I think a lot of people that make horror movies kind of schedule everything to have an October release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's obviously the best. Yeah. And then but this is also close enough to winter where movies like Terrifier 3, where they're putting in the Christmas feel to it as well, where it's not too far off. They're close enough where, I can still wear my horror stuff at Christmas time, Yeah. Wolfie's saying Abigail was awesome. All right.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Me either. Have I seen Abigail? Wait a minute.
I think you have. You should have. I think we talked about it. I think you talked about it.
I've seen too much. I really don't remember half the things I've watched. And I'm like, oh yeah, that movie. That was fantastic. I don't remember it, but I remember really liking it. It's weird. There's some movies that will I've never heard of this movie. I'll watch it. Now I'm just going to recommend it to everybody. Then there's other movies that I'm I've heard about this movie for months. It was great. And I'm going to forget that I saw it tomorrow. That's another thing about getting old, guys.
Now with the
everything down. Sorry.
With the plot line of Odyssey, it has a few movies kind of like it. Did you have anyone say watch Studio 666 or even Deathgasm? Deathgasm's another one with a cord that when you hit the cord, it turns everybody into demons. So I don't know if the director or anything told you to watch anything along those lines beforehand to kind of get a grasp on it, or...
No, because Odyssey is kind of its own thing. And we all were really had talks all the time, Zoom calls and everything. We're we're really serious about this. It's not going to be one of those cheesy horror movies. So we really wanted it to be very in its own category, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with those other movies at all, but there are other movies even what is it, Green Room?
Yeah.
Involves a band and stuff that's wicked serious, but it's also an awesome movie. There's other movies that are really fun that also take on the band aspect, and they're good. It's not a bad subcategory to be in, because that's the one thing that horror fans have in common. A lot of them are musicians or they love music. So real quick, I was asked by Austin Nix to ask Tristan about the fight scene. He can throw a mean punch.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a scuffle in the movie.
A little bit.
Yeah, more than a little bit of a scuffle. Mine and his character actually are kind of going at it the entire movie. We just do not like each other. And eventually we both kind of get fed up, and some punches are thrown, some knives are pulled.
So real life stuff.
Yeah, real life stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It depends on where you live, but it could be real life stuff. Let me see. Yeah, how many Jakey Boy saying how many will no longer drive behind a log truck? Yeah, that's true. After what's that friggin' movie?
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Yeah, drive behind a log truck. See, I forgot the name of it.
See, I was waiting for you. I
get it. Yeah.
No, I had faith in you. I was waiting. You almost had it.
I was like, yeah. I work too much. That's my excuse. So Thomas Ryan is asking who your favorite director has been to work with so far.
That's a really
that's a loaded question. Possibly.
Really hard question to ask. I don't think I would have an answer because every director is so different that none of them you can really compare. Because, everyone's got so much different of a style. But I tend to really love the directors that, one, will let you have a lot of creative freedom, and two, will also, if they want you to play it a certain way, will literally show you oh, I want it like this. I want you to do it literally like this. And I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. And I find that I like those types a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, the whole freedom thing, if I ever did it, I would be like, I have to have as much freedom as possible. Right. I'm not going to remember these lines. Just tell me where it starts, tell me where it needs to end, and I'll figure it out.
Right.
A lot of Odyssey actually is improv, though. Yeah. A lot of it.
Yeah, because it's all right, we know where we're going. We know what the feel's got to be.
Yeah.
I might be ridiculous at some point. Just letting you know. You may see a 49-year-old man cry. May happen. And it's just because I am scared. Yeah. What was the hardest scene to film?
Ooh.
Was it the fight scene, Tristan?
No, actually. There is a skinny dipping scene
oh my God.
In the movie. And the water was so cold.
Freezing cold.
We were just sitting in there for probably 1.5, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we had when the cameras were rolling, we had to be composed, act like we weren't freezing our butts off.
Yeah. Yep. And we're like, oh, this water. Yeah, we're like, oh, this water's amazing. It's so beautiful. And we're like,
it's like a dead turtle floating by you. There's no way if I ever got into acting, it would be a not so skinny dipping scene. Am I right, guys? High five.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, sorry, go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, between you two, have you two worked together before this movie?
Not before Odyssey, but we've actually, but we've been involved in a few films together already. So there's Odyssey, and then we got Bitter Souls, and then we worked on a little project that's not quite finished yet, but we've worked together a few times now.
I was going to say, because we've talked to a lot of people that, especially certain scenes, they flow a little bit easier if you knew each other before. So having a skinny dipping scene could probably be kind of, awkward and stuff, especially if you don't know everybody. It's okay, you just met each other here. Take this scene. So knowing each other beforehand, it's we've said it just on camera, it shows. We've had people on here we call the Rat Pack, where they're in a lot of movies together and you kind of flow off each other. So I'm sure that scene, not only because it was cold, but just maybe the awkwardness of it would have made that scene that much more difficult too.
Yeah. I will say, we shot it for the first time, and we like had just met, barely knew each other, and that version of it was so incredibly awkward, but it did work. But unfortunately, there's some like technical issues with that scene, so we went back to do some reshoots, and I actually really, really love the second version better, because you can just tell we're like more chemistry there. We know each other better, all that good kind of stuff.
Yeah, because some people are just very comfortable in some of those situations. Like I know Courtney Palm was an actress that she's very comfortable in those kind of situations, but she's that kind of person where she's very open and spiritual and whatever. Like she's very about the earth and all that stuff. So she's like, whatever, I'm just gonna be here with no clothes on. That's cool, right? And like whatever makes it work for you, you know. I'm like, don't touch me. Like that's how I am. I'm like, like don't even look at me. Like legit. Like people like, oh, they want to give me a hug, and I'm like, don't touch me. Like legit. I'm not a touchy guy. I don't like it. Going back to the fight scene, this came in a couple minutes ago. But we all said ooh when Austin took that hit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So Brian Lowry is he's just saying awesome about the whole thing. So
Love
awesome.
It. Awesome.
Yeah. And then what was the most physically demanding thing you did in the movie? In the movies. So maybe not even this movie. But if it happens to be this movie, then why not?
I can give you a multiple answer there. So I think number one would definitely be the spring scenes because that water was freezing. Number two, when I was playing that demon, I had to like do lots of demonic things, like running around on all fours and all that good stuff, tackling people. So that was very physically demanding. But for Bitter Souls, I was also kind of a demon. And I had to take out a whole horde of demonic clowns. So that was also pretty physically demanding.
Well, if you're going to do it, might as well be demonic clowns.
Yeah.
All right?
Exactly, right?
I mean, think about it. What about yourself, Tristan?
Yeah, I fully agree. I still constantly think about how cold that water was. A lot of it, some of the most like physically demanding stuff for me is just staying up, for like 14, 15-hour days, like 4 a.m, and you're just kind of walking around like a zombie on set. And then as soon as they say action, you got to act like you're wide awake. So that can get pretty physically demanding. But the other stuff like the running and just the cold water and stuff like that, you can usually, power through that.
And that's the one thing about like independent horror and stuff like that, or just independent film in general. People think they know exactly what's going on, but they have no idea. So doing this podcast, I said many and many a times what I thought I knew about movies back then. I had no clue about anything. And just the fact that, it's not, even on multi-million-dollar movies, crazy stuff happens. But for, a more independent movie, it's just, the gruelingness of it. You hear horror stories all the time, but, I guess for the passion of it, you push through.
Yep.
I just want to point out that Cliff is pointing out that it was not that cold, guys.
Oh my gosh.
And then he says, I carried a camera in it. Hello. And then he says, JK, it was pretty cold.
He was a trooper. He was really a lot better than we were.
He was getting down in that muddy water, filming and like chest deep in it, like no reaction. I was like, oh my goodness, this man is insane. But the shot
was it at night?
Yes. The shot.
I was gonna say, who goes skinny dipping during the day? Now that I think of it, I would be terrified of leeches myself.
Oh, I didn't think about that. But there was gators in the water. So, I mean,
that's more terrifying than you come out with gators all over you. Like, I thought leeches were bad. So what was your favorite outfit in the movie? I don't know. You're going to say the skinny dipping scene. Ha, ha, ha.
I would would say I loved the demon outfit. I mean, I thought it fit perfectly well with, the whole aesthetic and vibe of that specific demon. I loved it.
Nice.
Now, did you take any like, we were talking about The Exorcist or anything like that? Did you take any or watch any movies to kind of get ideas of what movements you wanted or like how you wanted to portray the deal? Like you said, you like the director gave you free form or whatever added. Like, did you have that in your head, or is like, okay, just kind of do it this way, or was that all you?
I'd say most of it was utilizing a lot of the flexibility that I've had since I was a very small child.
Because you do cheerleading and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like utilizing those things, moving my body in weird ways. And we also really did utilize some creepy like speed ramping as well. So all of it still like it looks very just like unnerving.
Yeah. That's the best. Like that's what you should be going for in those situations. Like, oh geez, this person's just walking real fast. Like, no. If you want to make it very creepy, find someone who can make it look creepy.
Absolutely.
I'll just be like, I'm a zombie, everyone. Or hey everyone, I'm possessed. I would not pull it off very well. Sergio's asking if we showed the trailer yet. We haven't, Sergio. We're waiting for you. Now that you're back, we can show it. So yeah, let's show that beautiful bean footage. I don't know. It's 1 minute, 28 seconds. I'm going to play it right now. Here we go.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality.
Where are you going?
It was so scary. Tristan ran away.
Oh no!
He's like, I saw him. He was like, and he just
really
off. So got out of a cartoon. He's like, pew. Okay. Oh, now he's back. He's back.
He's back.
I saw you got your nerves down because you were so scared from the trailer.
Yep, I had to go calm down for a minute. I was spooky.
Yep. I don't know if anyone else noticed how I said scared, but it was very Massachusetts of me.
I noticed it because I've been hearing that accent for the past weekend.
It comes out so much. I work with homeless people, like homeless families, and I have a lot of Haitian families that I work with, and they make fun of my accent as well. I just think that's funny. They're like I don't know. They think it's because they're learning English, and they're just like, okay, that's cool. Wait, you guys are actually not wearing clothes in the water scene? I'm curious about that.
I think you'll just have to watch and see.
Oh, snap. Sergio saw the trailer. It looks good. You get his thumbs up, his approval. The Sergio thumbs up. Hey, I'm Sergio over here. Forget about it.
Because sometimes it's nope, it's too scary for him. Yep. Sometimes he wants to see it, so you get the Sergio thumbs up of approval.
Yay! And that was more of the actual like concept trailer. We have more of the like genuine like theatrical trailer with more characters in it as well. So I think we're working on that right now. So we might be able to show it, but we'll see. We shall see.
I couldn't find nothing.
Okay, because Cliff has it, I believe. So maybe
Cliff.
we ask him really nicely.
Clifford. Tristan disappeared.
Oh no, Tristan!
He got scared again. Oh, Tristan. Bill Murray's chiming in saying, "That's how I like my trailers. Just Avaryana."
Oh,
Come
he
on,
kills
dude.
me. He kills me.
Neat trailer, background sounds.
Yeah.
I like that whole like the creepy like backward sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
That reminds me of our opening, which is a song from my old band. I'm just saying. Banana Gun.
Interesting name.
Yeah, it's about shooting people with a banana. Go figure.
Wow.
Yeah. Sergio's asking where you can see that. You're gonna have to go to Philadelphia for the premiere. When is that gonna happen?
That's going to be the weekend of October 18th, if not that day.
Ew.
Oh, Cliff dropped a link for the trailer. Woo!
Where was it dropped? Help!
We shall see. This trailer is so good.
I'm just saying, if it's a YouTube link or something or whatever, if it's something I can download, I can upload it here, and then we can all watch it together for the first time. But I don't know where that link is at. Anyways, is it the hurricane? Oh, someone's asking if it's the hurricane.
Probably.
The sound, I guess. Let me see. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, so I know you guys have a lot of other things in the works. What's the next scheduled project that you're in together that's going to be coming out after this one, which comes out very soon?
Yeah, so I believe that would be Bitter Souls, which is also coming out around that same time. And that one was so much fun to act with Tristan in because he had to be this really, really mean, just like horrible, horrible character. And he did it so well, like unnervingly well.
Oh, that's good. So C-Rad's asking if Tristan left because the internet went down, and he's asking because of the storms.
No, my computer was just about to die, so I had to relocate.
Oh.
I had to relocate.
Well,
Actually, I had to do the same thing.
We have an interesting question from 18 Fat Kids. What was the budget for the movie? That's a lot of fat kids.
That is a lot.
That is a lot of
Like that movie Heavyweights.
So
You know the budget of the movie?
I would consider it not super low budget, but also not super high budget. So we had about like I want to say it was more than 50,000 for sure. So we had decent budget to make a movie. But if you've ever been like in the movie scene, you know that's not a lot of money to make a movie. Like a good, really good movie usually is millions of dollars to make. So I think we did really well. Oh, my light. I think we did really well with the circumstances that we had and what we were gifted with for sure.
But the thing is, even these multi-million-dollar movies, some really suck. So It all depends on what you do with what you have. Because there's some movies on the lower budget scale that are even less. I mean, you look at movies like Skinamarink that was made on a shoestring budget that are
$15,000.
So it's like one of those things where it's polarizing. It's either, one of the most intriguing movies you've ever seen, or, I mean, really in the movie, nothing really happens too much. But it's one of those things where, it made it into the theaters. And then, even like the first Terrifier wasn't made on the most money. I mean, the reason why the second one got, so much, got a bigger budget was because of the hype of the first one. Now this third one's going to get even more money. So no matter what, we've always said it too. Doesn't matter what you tape on or whatever, or what you're using. If you know how to use it, then,
you tell a good story.
Good things happen. Exactly. And then,
this comment made me laugh. I'm assuming it's my comment about the 18 fat kids. C-Rad said, Typical American family reunion. I think it's funny because he's not wrong.
No.
I know that because I've been a fat kid my whole life. He's saying, wow, that looked like a 50K trailer. There you go.
Even the concept was very, it had that, like, even at that point in time, with possession and Kieran stuff, it had that, like, Evil Dead feel to it or something along those lines.
Yeah, and the location we filmed that was so cool. It was like an abandoned foundry. Like I had this old train in it. I don't know if you spotted that in the trailer.
Yep. I was going to ask, but I figured it was a train. Yep.
It was so cool. Everything in there was like completely left the way it was, like back in, I want to say, they produced a lot of the like weapons and like blow up things for the World Wars. So everything was like pretty much just left how it was. It was so neat.
Sorry, I'm waiting. Cliff is going to put in something that will take me to the link, but I'll have to type HTTPS before the following.
Got it.
But anyways,
okay.
Yeah. Tony, take it away. I'm waiting.
I was looking at you, so let me think of a.
Ask about ask about if there's any other horror movies that are coming out that they're excited to see themselves. How about that,
Okay.
Tony? Ask that.
All right, is there any horror movies that are coming out that you're excited to see?
What a good question, Tony.
I'm glad I thought of it.
For me, it'd probably be Terrifier 3. I'm excited about it. I haven't seen any of them, but I do.
What? Oh my God! You need to see that. You need to see them.
Well,
this one because people are like
leaving and passing out in the first 10 minutes. At least in the second one, it was like halfway through the movie. This one, people are leaving and walking out in the first 10 minutes.
Wow.
So if you're good with gore, then these are the movies for you for sure.
Yeah.
And then
the first one is gory. Second one is very gory.
Okay.
And this one is supposed to be even gorier.
Got
Like, yeah. Like the first one is gory, but with like there's a story. There isn't a ton of story, honestly.
I wouldn't even go that far. I mean,
no, honestly, it's a really good movie, but it's just because of like how over the top it is. The second one, there's a ton of story, like a ton of like they go into like almost like the lore, like where this all came from, kind of deal. And it's a much longer movie, I think. And then the third one is a shorter movie than the second one, but they ramp it up like a bunch, which I don't even know. I saw the one trailer where Art is in like a warehouse and he just drops on his butt and does like, instead of snow angels, he's doing blood angels dressed as Santa Claus. And that looks yeah. Let me just say, yeah.
And Tristan, do you have anything that you're looking forward to?
I have to go with her. Terrifier 3. I actually haven't seen the other two either.
Oh my God, you should watch them all together.
But I have seen clips and it looks really good. And I also heard about Abigail. I heard that has like a really nice plot twist. So.
I heard that I saw that, but I forgot about it.
Yeah.
that one was my
Abigail. Now that I remember, it's the vampire one, right?
Yes, with the girl from Matilda.
Yeah, it was really good.
Cool.
It's like kind of like a vampire action movie, but with a little girl.
Cool.
But then the same guys who were behind Terrifier, they have their movie Stream that's coming out. I think Prime, the 15th. I think that it's coming out on Prime and stuff. So that is their own. So the guys that did the special effects in Terrifier have that movie coming out. That are actually Damien, the director of Terrifier, is actually doing the special effects for that. And then the beginning of January, the beginning of the new year, they're doing Screamboat, which is a Steamboat Willie, because now the rights are available. Yeah. They're doing a Steamboat Willie horror movie. So
just old black and white Mickey Mouse, but it's David Howard Thornton who plays Art the Clown in Terrifier. That's playing Mickey Mouse in the movie. He's also in Stream, but he's just like a killer with a mask. He's not like a main character or anything.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, it's good because when we first met him, he was just an actor that was waiting tables, and now he doesn't have to work. Like he doesn't. Yeah, it's awesome, and it all happened in front of our eyes. Like, it's and they're all awesome people. So I'm super psyched for them just for that.
Right.
Sergio brought up the Joker too, and I see the Joker keep coming up, and a couple people have mentioned it, but I've heard good things. That's the one where Lady Gaga plays Harley Quinn. I definitely want to check it out because I love the first one.
This one's a musical though, isn't it?
Yeah, this
but so what?
Musical.
It opens up with an animation. But did you like the first one?
Yes,
I remember liking it. Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie The King of Comedy? It's a old movie with De Niro, I believe.
I don't think I did.
Nope. It's basically the same movie as the Joker.
Really?
It's like, it's almost like it's pretty much the same storyline. Just a much older movie, and like Jerry Lewis is in it. It's a really good movie. I recommend that as well, but I also recommend the Joker, obviously, because they're both really good movies in their own way. But it's funny how they actually like made mention of the King of Comedy. Like it's known that they were inspired by it in some ways. But that's unfortunately there's so many ideas, and people can't help but be, forced to be reminded of something. Like there's so many ideas out there. People have seen so many things. Something's gonna be similar to something. You won't even realize that you're doing.
Well, just like music. I mean, there's only so many chords you can hit, and then one thing could be completely different, but still have the same sound to it. So that's like in the beginning, I was saying there was a couple movies that kind of have that. Not that it's exactly the same or anything, but having the band aspect. There's another movie called Uncle. What the hell is it? Uncle Peckerhead or something? No, it's like Uncle Peckerhead. It's put out. So it's a traveling band that picks up this guy that's supposed to be their roadie, but come to find out, this guy might not be. Watch the movie. I don't want to give away too much of it, but it's like a band with a crazy roadie. So that's like I said. So each movie has that like aspect to it, but each one is completely different from each other. So.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull up this trailer thing still. I keep talking and I
was about to ask.
I keep confusing myself. Oh yeah, it's been a long day.
I'm sure.
Been dealing with a lot of stuff with homeless people. Sorry. Legit, it's been a very rough day. There's a family that might get deported because someone was lazy on Monday. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, guess what? Sorry, you might have to go back to your war-torn country. It's bad. In Haiti, it's real bad. Kids that are still over there have to walk over dead bodies when they go to school. That's how bad it is over there. Yeah. They don't talk about that on the news so much.
They don't.
You also don't talk about the people that fled the country, had to do so on foot. Like they would have to go, like they would get to another country and then would have to walk across one country to get to another country. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yep. 1 second. TTP. That did not work. I'm sorry. That didn't work.
No. Maybe you can get to work by the end and then we can play.
The end is in 5 minutes.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Have they?
Yes.
Her name correct. I think that's a personal
record for you.
I don't know what you said, but yeah,
a personal record.
Yeah,
sure, or a success. I'm gonna buy this movie first. C-Rad said, "I'm gonna buy this movie first."
Yay!
Now, do you know if there is a plan to have it released? Either digitally or on physical media for the people who love physical media. Like
Yeah, we're still figuring out like the whole distribution side of things, but once we get that figured out, we definitely have plans to do as much as we can.
Because you were more than just an actor on this, right? You had a little bit more hands-on stuff with it.
Just a little bit, yeah.
That's cool. You're stepping into that realm.
Yeah, it's very, very close to my heart because of that as well.
Nice.
Now, was that the plan on, going from just acting to further, like maybe writing something or directing something? Was that like your goal from the beginning, or you've done it now, you got a few films under your belt and you're like, maybe I want to try something like that?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, I never really had plans to be an actress when I was young. I got into modeling, and then I kind of got like a friend was like, oh, go try it. Like, I'll get you on this project. We'll have fun. And I was like, okay. And I wasn't expecting to love it, but, fell in love with it as, people do. And so I got into acting, and I never really, like I said, it was all very coincidental. I never really wanted to get behind the camera until I got a few films under my belt, and I was like, wow, this is kind of fun. Like, I don't know, because I've always been an avid reader and lover of just like writing and reading. So now I'm kind of dabbling in the waters of writing, and hopefully soon I'll be able to do all that cool writing stuff and have a little more hands-on.
There you go. I don't know. Sorry to keep going back to this, but Cliff, did they send it to the Wicked Horror Show Instagram, or did they send it to my Instagram? Because it wasn't on mine. It might be on the Wicked Horror Show one, which Tony has access to. And also, Timothy Davis is asking about how about Beetlejuice? Have either you guys seen the new Beetlejuice?
I haven't seen the new one, but I just went back and rewatched the old one just to, prepare, polish up. It's always good. The first one's always good. So I guess I have high expectations for the second one.
Okay. I like the second one a lot.
Okay.
It's some people didn't. They said it felt more like the cartoon. I didn't really like the cartoon, but I liked the movie. So
interesting.
The only thing that threw me off out of the whole thing is it looks so much like the old one, and then I don't know if it was just a trailer or whatever, but the sandworms looked a little ridiculous on that. Plus, by the way, I sent you the link to your Facebook, so hopefully that works.
Okay.
But same question to you, Tristan. Now, Avaryana's now going to be a director and win some awards and stuff. I know you've been in it. You said you've only been in it for like 3 years. Do you have the same maybe aspirations, or is your feet still wet so you don't know what you're gonna do? Or
no, I'm all in on acting. I have been for as long as I can remember. I kind of started with social media as a way to kind of launch pad into acting, because it felt like that was the way the industry was sort of shifting towards. But I would also love to get behind the camera sometime as a writer, director, camera op, lighting assistant, just anything, just any excuse to be on a movie set. I would love to.
Right.
And it's also good just to, learn as much as you can at that point in time, because, it's like, okay, maybe as you're acting or you learn the lighting, you're like, okay, maybe if I do it this way or this way, I get the right, angle or whatever. I have no idea what I'm talking about because I never. But it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, maybe, you learn a little bit of everything and then you take that knowledge and expand it. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, like all things behind camera, like correlate really well with acting.
Yeah. So I do have it up in another tab. I'm going to try to share it. So let's give this a shot. So this would be the way that we go out. right? So before we do that, why don't you guys give your like links where people can follow you for updates on what's going on and
or
all
just
of
follow
that.
you in general with your other social medias and stuff. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you can follow me at Avaryana Rose, or for the most part at Avaryana on pretty much everything. And if you can Google that, Avaryana Rose, you'll be able to see my IMDb, all of that good kind of stuff. So I think that's it. But thank you so much.
Yeah. And Tristan, yourself?
My Instagram is a little funky. It's Tristan with 2 N's, .g_. My TikTok is Tristan Green _, and then just my name for my IMDb.
So you do the TikTok stuff. Are you familiar with a lot of like other influencers on TikTok?
Sort of. I mean, I've met a couple of influencers. I kind of try to just do my own thing because
And there was the only reason I'm asking because there's this one guy, and I moderated a panel for him up in upstate New York, and he's got like a couple million followers. He's like this dude with a really deep Southern accent and a big cowboy hat, and all the ladies love him. And I don't know if I don't remember his name, like what his handle is or anything, but the ladies adore this man.
Yeah.
And he's got like, I think it's like maybe like 3 million like followers on TikTok. And he's like I said, a deep like Southern accent. And I'm like, so where are you from? He's like, where did he say? He's from like my area. Like he lives like in Worcester County, Massachusetts. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, where did this accent come from? Why are you wearing a cowboy hat? Like, huh? I'm like, it's working for you, obviously. But I just thought it was great. He's a really, really nice guy, but I know nothing about this dude. But I was able to fill an hour on a stage just asking stupid questions. And it worked great. But anyways, Tony, what about yourself? Speaking of TikTok.
You can find me at Tony Has 9 Figures on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. Tony Has 9 Fingers on X, which I just say, but I don't use. Tony Has 9 Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing thing where I talk about movies. I'm doing my 31 Days Half October series right now, where I do 31 horror movie reviews in 31 days. So follow me there if you haven't. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. Again, I point, so if you're listening, you have no idea what I'm doing. And you can find me here most Tuesdays on the Wicked Horror Show, where we have awesome guests, or it's just horror movie talk. Come join us. And what we always say is make sure you watch us. Come join us live so you can, ask questions or watch the trailers. Multiple this time. Multiple times.
At the very end. Yes.
So join us live, and if not, at least listen to us or watch the
replay.
The replay of it. So
yes.
Kevin.
And for myself, just A Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing the show with Tony, I'm also part of That Strange Show and the very rare Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter. Also part of that. And let's try to get this trailer playing. See if I can get it done. Is that going to work? Come on. Come on, you. Just like tap to share. Come on. Dagnab. Okay. All right. I'm sharing this. I'm going to try to make it full screen. And play. There's
Well,
that. Am I right, guys?
There's
Yeah,
that.
great. It looked great.
Now, for any any crowdfunding or anything, did you get for this movie at all?
Not really. I'd say most of it was just from producers.
Because the thing I was thinking of for there's a lot of times people put it like a crowdfunding together for like post stuff, or if there is going to be a physical media release or anything like that. Like just having a band name and putting out like T-shirts of that fake band name would probably be a way to make some funds for later on in the process. Because what was the band name in there?
Yeah, Midnight Misfits.
Midnight Misfits. There you go. Because that would be I think it would be some perfect merch for the movie or something along those lines. Because you do have, just get a little.
I had other ideas that are always just stupid. I was like, oh, you should do a special edition like Blu-ray, but actually have it sealed and just have it like the Blu-ray like disc holder or whatever filled with water when you open it because she's a water monster.
That's awesome.
Well, you had the Saw stuff where it had the blood in it, so technically
I'm talking literally. There's no disc in there; it's just full of water.
Just water.
Just water.
I think it's time for you
to
I think it's time for you to go to sleep.
I think it is too. Anyways,
but thank you too for coming on here.
Exactly.
Looking forward to it. And is there any way for anybody is it already sold out the screening of it, or is there any way for people to, if they're in the Pennsylvania area, to check it out?
For sure. Yeah, it's actually located at the Circle Drive-In. I'm unsure of the town name right now. It slips my mind. But it's at Circle Drive-In Theater. It's a really, really awesome drive-in theater. Still super original to how it looked in the 1900s. I wasn't born. I'm so sorry.
1900s. Holy crap. 1900s. Oh, my goodness.
It's really cool.
In my day.
It's really cool, I promise. But yeah, it's at the Circle Drive-In.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty having a at a drive-in. That's actually really cool.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, no, that's great. I think that's pretty awesome. I still can't believe you said the 1900s. Anyways, wow. So anyways, yeah.
That means we're old, Kevin.
No. I'm very old.
So sorry.
No. I think it's funny. I think it's very funny. My wife's going to think this is hilarious. She's younger than I am, by 8 years. So she was born in the 1900s as well. But still. But anyways, thanks for coming on. I'm psyched to see that you're doing so much, Ariana, and awesome to meet you, Tristan. And hopefully we'll see you back for the next project. And anytime, guys. Okay.
For sure. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. It's still ending.